Hello everyone, your Sock Monkey here, and today we're going to be doing a video on the 5 things that I like and the 5 things I don't like about the 2009 Toyota Prius. This is my wife's car. I have been driving it and learning to drive on it for the past several months now, and I've grown to, we've been together now for a little over 2 years. She's had this car since brand new, since 2008, the end of 2008. This is a 2009. This car now has a little over 114,000 miles on it, and you know, this is I'm kind of late to the whole 5 things you don't like, 5 things you don't like about your car thing, but I figured, you know, I had some time to do a video, and I've been wanting to do one for a little while now, so I figured I'd go ahead and talk about some of the things I like and some of the things I do not like about this car. So the first thing I wanted to discuss that I like about this car is I do love the fact of how incredibly reliable it is. This car has caused very few headaches. A lot of people think that Priuses, you know, they're finicky because of the complicated drivetrains that they have. This car has been extremely reliable. Biggest thing that had to be replaced was a water pump on the hybrid motor, the electric motor, but that was the biggest expense. It's had some brakes, it's had some tires, normal stuff. The other thing that it had to have done on it was we had to replace the hood latch recently, but that was pretty much it. We're now inside the Prius, and the next thing I want to talk about that I really like about this car, is I really like how this is the first car I've ever seen that has had temperature controls on the steering wheel. Now I'm going to demonstrate. By turning on the car. Now here you have your rear defroster, your front defroster, and then you have recirculation, and then here you have your temperature, and then you have automatic AC. Here, I just turned it off. And I think it's really cool. I've only seen a handful of cars with the AC on the steering wheel, and they've mostly been like older GM products. I've never seen a Toyota have them, and I've never seen one with the defroster and the defroster. That's been incredibly helpful, even in the days that I didn't have my learner's permit, because I could just go in, turn on the car, and hit the defroster to defrost the car while I went and scraped out the windshield in the wintertime. The next thing that I like about the Toyota Prius is the versatility. Now, you have all this space back here, and then you fold the seats down. People think that Toyota Priuses, there are some people out there that think that the Toyota Prius is not a versatile car. I'm here to say I've helped, we've used this car to move stuff, and you can put a whole lot of stuff in this car, even if you fold the seats down. They're very easy to fold down. You just push this. I'm not going to bother folding the seat down because there's all kinds of stuff in there, but you get the picture. Now, you're kind of wondering why I have why I'm showing you the engine. Well, the next thing I love about the Toyota Prius is the engine. People think hybrids are slow. This is the 1.5 liter engine in the Toyota Prius, and it is a very peppy engine for the size of the engine and how big of a car this is. It goes around town with ease. I can even get it up to 70 on the highway without any sort of issue out of it at all. And like I said, extremely reliable engine. Last but not least about the things that I like about the Toyota Prius, even though this rear lamp is cracked from a previous accident, is the tail lamps on this car. Just love the clear design on them, and it is just a beautiful nice design. And then the top here is a rear blinker. If you'll bear with me for a second. Actually, I misspoke. There's the blinker there, and then on the bottom, of course, you have your backup lights and the rear stop lights and brake lights. Moving on to the things that I do not like about the Toyota Prius. This rear spoiler bar you have here that separates the top glass here from the bottom glass. Now, it doesn't look that bad, but sometimes, and I'll show you, sometimes, as you can see here, it really does hinder rear visibility. I normally just look through the top part here, or just use my handy dandy mirror. Now, the next thing that I wanted to show you about this car that I wish it did come with was, I wish it came with a distance to empty meter. Now, you can see right now you have the little screen that shows you, if we were driving, it would show you that there would be a bar graph here that shows you, in fact, maybe if I turn the car on, it shows you have your average miles to the gallon. You have, now the 274 miles there, that's not distance to empty. That's the miles you've traveled on that particular tank. And as you can see right here, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. We are down to one box. So we're definitely going to have to fill up within the next couple of days. Because at the time of this video, this is the 26th November. We're going to be leaving and going to Orlando, Florida to Disney World. So not going to be driving this much. But as you can see, let's flip over to the energy monitor. Shows you your current miles to the gallon. That's display. I want to get out of that. Info. There's no distance to empty miles, and that's kind of an annoyance. There's no distance to empty. Doesn't tell you how many miles you have left. You only can go by that, and that's really kind of an annoyance to not only myself but my wife, who primarily owns this car and drives it primarily. Another thing that I dislike about this car is over here you've got your cruise. You've got your actually not your cruise, because your cruise is actually down there. You have your audio system controls. You have your mode, which I'm going to turn on power on the car again. Now when you hit mode, it cycles through your various inputs. I'm just going to leave it on aux for right now. And then this button here, this turns up your volume. That is a button for like seeking through your channels. Over here you've got some phone controls. Map and info you don't have. My point is there's no mute button. And it's kind of annoying, like if you're wanting to mute, you want to mute the stereo because you're having a conversation, or you get a phone call, or something really important's going on. And then the only thing you can do is just hit this button, or yeah, there's just no way. There's no way to. There's just the sound here, but that just fixes the sound here. there's, again, no mute button. Something I wish it did have. Now, I don't know if the powered seat versions of the Prius have this feature, but one thing I wish, especially with two drivers of different statures, I did wish this car came with memory seats. I'm 5'8", my wife is 5'2", so we're always adjusting the seat. We're always adjusting the seat when we get in and out of the car. I'm always moving it back. She's moving it forward. I just wish that it came with memory seats, or that there was an option on like some of the newer Priuses to get memory seats. And finally, the last thing that I do have that I hate about this car is just the general flack that it gets. I think it's just because people don't understand the Prius. They hate what they don't understand. And this car it's a great car. I absolutely love it. If I wasn't more interested in all-wheel drives like Subarus, I would definitely consider one of these cars. I mean, I've even talked about, wanting to keep this car for myself and get my wife another Prius, but she's uninterested. She loves this car. I love it too. It's a great car. But, there's all this, I'm here to tell you, it's like, if you don't, if you have all these misconceptions about hybrids, the best thing I can tell you is to just drive one, take one of these for a spin, and, see for yourself what a great car this is. So, thank you all for watching, and take care.